Listen, I get it. Let me make sure we on everything here because it looks like I'm not pulling sound on something here. Testing, testing.
Mic check. Mic check.
If I lock it in, but we broadcasting, so
We broadcasting, so we live, live.
we live,
We live.
all the way live.
Yep.
Okay, and we are broadcast. We streaming live now too, so
All right, so we on YouTube and everything.
we are on YouTube. We are on Facebook.
All right, so let me let them know.
Let
I definitely want
everybody
to
know.
share. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. I see us. I see us. Share that real quick. All
Yeah,
right, we
so
on Facebook.
I'm feeling like we live. Look, I'm
No, we
guessing
live.
we
I
live.
see
You
us.
see us there?
I see us. Look,
We
that's how I
live.
see us. There, look. I see us live in the building.
Oh, we live. We
We
definitely
live. We
live. Okay.
definitely live.
I
Yep.
know I got people listening on the show too on the radio to make sure that we're live on there. It looks like it. I can see the listeners. So we got intertwined. The intertwined backstory is crazy. So I know that's going to be amazing. And now I got my little cameo in there.
Yeah, we got you up in there. And that's where I think the first time we met was on the intertwine set.
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
so.
I
I
follow
believe so.
you on all the social media and was watching the movement and different things that you do
We're
and
gonna
stuff
come
like
come
that.
off air for a second. I'm gonna come off the station for a minute because it's not hearing us.
Hmm.
So and we're gonna reload that baby, but we still on. We still
Yeah, we
live,
still
so
live. Yeah,
we could
I'm
still.
sharing while we do that real quick.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We got to get it together. It's one of those technical moments. It's been a day.
You're
It's
not
been a
trust
day.
me. You're not wrong with it.
It's been a day.
I appreciate you having me.
Listen, this is the
I
first
appreciate you
in
having me.
person that we had since the relaunch of the station itself.
No, I'm
So
special. I'm
you
special.
are absolutely
Look, I'm
special.
special.
Absolutely. And we wanted to, there we go. We are in action. We got action. Here we go. Right now. I see lines. We got action.
Well, we good now.
It don't
Remember
want
that?
to. It just don't want
What's
me to
that?
record.
What's that?
Testing, testing. There
What's
we
that? What was
go.
that? B Street is
It's
working.
working. There we go. There we go. What's up,
Wasn't that
y'all?
B
What's
Street when
up, y'all?
they was in an abandoned house and they was plugging everything up?
They
He's
was
like, it's
setting up for the
working.
party.
Yeah,
It's working.
yeah. See, young people don't know about that.
Look,
Do
they
some
text me.
research,
They
young
can hear
people.
me
Go check
now.
out Breaking and Beat Street so y'all can see where all this really come from.
Exactly.
Look, Crush
Exactly.
Groove, all those type things.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
So
Yeah, I ain't been on the radio in a minute. this
listen.
this exciting for me because I used to be on the radio and I just became too much.
So
Look.
you know what? And it can. And I think that when I first started, um, in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was in 2005 when I first started on the radio. It was exciting. It was like I
Yeah,
had it scheduled out. I was
yeah,
on there. I was doing my thing.
yeah.
It was crazy. And now, I think years later, it took me to do it for me. I'm gonna say maybe 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just went completely cold. Like I don't even feel like it. It became a job. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So after it became a job, it was like I don't know. I guess I lost interest in it, and it's sad
Yeah.
because it's something that I actually love, but I believe I just kind of lost interest in it. So how does
Not
from
sending
what you
shots.
do?
Let me ask you something.
He's
Isn't it
sending
funny?
shots.
Isn't it funny how you see people do stuff now and they be like looking at you like, yeah, this and that. You be looking like,
I did
man,
that.
I
I
did that back.
started that.
That's how it
Listen,
is with
throw shots
podcasting.
because I
Look,
get it all the time. Podcasting.
podcast is
Let
so
me tell you
funny.
something.
Yeah,
We've been finagling.
yeah,
I remember setting up our first podcast like with a video camera plugged into the joint from
yeah. And I
when
used to
I.
use live stream, and this was before Facebook had live.
Yup, yup.
And,
OBS and live stream. The only
and I'm
way
gonna
you
say,
could
look,
do
I'm
it.
sending shots at Monica. Here you go. And Monica used to get mad because we used to always do the live. She'd be like, "No, this
Hmm.
radio. Get off of the live."
Listen, And that's
You
the
know,
that's
she's
the
like,
crazy thing.
y'all, can y'all not do live? And it's funny because now everybody doing live.
Everybody doing
Yeah,
live
shout out to
now.
Monica, man, because she pushed me to be on radio.
Simply
Believe it or
Monica.
not, she's the one that brought me to radio when we was
Yeah, shout
down
out to Monica
down
because
there. And she
I didn't
introduced
know
us.
Monica either. And believe
Yeah,
it or not, for a long time, and people would say, "Oh, y'all look alike," and da, da,
right,
da,
right.
da, da.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she called me and was like, "You need to come meet me." And I'm like, you
like,
know,
like that
look,
sounds
my
like the
listen,
godmother type
you need
stuff.
to come
You
meet
need to
me.
come meet me.
But one thing I can say, Monica, she was supportive.
Yeah,
When I first started, she was support. Monica
yeah,
was there. She's not somebody that actually was like trying to compete. Because if
yeah,
anybody ever meet me, I'm not a competitive
yeah,
person when it
yeah.
comes down to what I
No,
do.
your
I just
energy
think
is
I'm better
great.
than everybody. I'm a
Yeah,
rapper.
right.
So that's
Yeah,
just what it
that's you're
is.
supposed to be.
Like,
Yeah,
so I just felt like she embraced me. She, and she's our sister. That's our sister show.
right, right.
So,
Yeah,
they're more R&B,
right.
less cursing and all that. You
Yeah,
want to get gritty, I'm the baby mama with the
yeah,
drama. Like, that's
yeah.
me.
Yep.
So, we still work hand in hand. And when I was down in the dump and not feeling this no more because I felt
Right.
like everybody and their mom was doing it,
Yeah.
she was like, "All right, well, just come do mine." And I was like, "All right,
Right.
that's when you
Yeah.
met me."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
like, I think people like that, if we can all come together and exist
And support each other.
and just support each other
So,
and just
man.
work together, like what I'm doing right now, what I recreated, because I only recreated what exists.
Right.
The level I was able to do it on was from help. I just had help.
Right.
Unfortunately, that help don't look like you and I.
That's true. And that's
And
yeah.
we skyscraping,
Yeah.
but it was like the people that I know, I couldn't really. And I'm not gonna say they didn't want to do it. I think they wanted to do it or wanted
Yeah.
to get into it, but the consistency is off.
And absolutely. Yeah.
I think we
That's in
find
all the
that.
businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we find
Yeah.
that the consistency is off, and I'm like, I don't even know how else to put that. But
Mhm.
when, like, with you're bringing in people, you're giving them an opportunity to get on the
Man.
big screen.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what that's like dealing with so many persons. Okay, you got 4 baby moms, so never mind. But no,
Look.
let's get into it. So, what is that like? Dealing with so many personalities on set. I mean, just from being an actress a little bit.
Right.
I don't like it, but tell me from the director side.
You know what's funny? It can be aggravating if you let it. But because I'm so into making other people shine, I've never been that person that had to be in the spotlight.
Right.
I never had to be the puff of the videos.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And
yes.
it's fun to see people. I've pushed a lot of people. I don't know if they ever give me my what they call it accolades. Just do.
Yeah.
Because some people never even thought about acting. And because I know their personality, I push them to act.
And see, I think I had a few roles as a kid. Well, I've been in the music industry since I was like ever born, but my parents are, my grandparents were. So, but I think my first adult role was with Rico Salam.
Okay.
And he didn't give me no script. He was like, hey, go ahead. just be you. And I'm like,
right.
You sure?
Right.
And I think that was a great opportunity for me to kick in the door. I was in the movie Heroin.
Okay.
I'm Crystal. So I get
everybody go back and watch that.
I get everybody stopping me in Macy's like, aren't you Crystal?
That's like, ain't that a decent feeling though?
You know what? It's amazing. And to, like you said, bring someone who never thought of acting. And rapping is acting technically,
by words.
And it really is. It's such a correlation with it in itself. So it was kind of easy for me because I'm already a character. Just pick up a new character. Okay?
Yeah, just like music videos. It's just an extension of music videos.
Exactly,
that's all it is.
So speaking of which, music videos. So tell us a little bit about your background in music videos, because I see you done tapped in everything.
Well, you want me to start from the beginning? Because it was actually this whole entertainment thing started in '88.
Oh wow!
Where my music teacher, Miss Karen Highsmith, back in the 8th grade, made me sing at our graduation. Yeah, and before that, of course, my dad had a band, and being from Abbotsford, they used to have the DJ battles. One side of projects, like the project's a big place or something.
Right.
One side of projects would battle that side, and then we used to break dance and pop lock and all that good stuff. And then Jimmy Dennis, who is a brother of mine, who had a group called Sensations. He seen me sing at the graduation, added me to the group Sensations, and then I started doing the business part. You know, when you go buy your uniforms downtown,
Oh yeah.
and I would negotiate. We buying 4 outfits, can we get half off? And that's what got me into the music side of the business.
Okay.
And it just was I just enjoyed what music did, far as the way it made people feel.
Right.
So
Right.
then when you got into the music video part of it, with the Kid and Play, LL Cool J, and all those individuals, watching videos made me really get into the visual part of it,
Right.
because it showed the story. And then I ran into a friend of mine, Dimitri, introduced me to Carol Caller Morales,
Hmm.
and I start working on a Book of Nimrod, which was a film she passed. So that's why that stopped, moving and stuff like that. And having the feel for shooting music videos, and my brothers and them rapping, and me more so making their words visually come to light. That's when I said, man, I like this. I just like the feeling.
So you got stuck
Yeah,
to
I
it.
got stuck.
Nice.
How many? I can't tell you how many times I wanted to walk away from this business.
Yeah,
Like,
it's overwhelming. I think a lot. I think
yeah,
we make it look so easy.
yeah,
It's one of the me and Monica who's on here now.
right, right. What's
she
up, man?
she said she's a
Right.
diva. Yes, you are. Um, I think we always laugh at how we jump right into character when people see you. People like, hey,
Right.
it's your girl Nina Capone in the streets radio.
Yeah.
It's Monica. You
Yeah.
my role.
Right. Right.
you
It's a
know,
different. They don't know it's a different
it's a
person from when you go
different
home.
exactly. We turn into
Absolutely.
these characters, and we just like that, right? We
Hmm.
just jump into it, and I think that's one of the things that kind of make you stay, because you don't have to be you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even gotta be me right now. Like, 'cause when I don't feel like being Jamila
Right.
and Nina Capone take over, it's a y'all
Yeah.
done from here.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
in it now, and I think that's one of the things that I struggle with
Hmm.
early in the game. Just so, and I'm going to jump into. You see, I got a million books over here, so I'm a book writer too.
Right. Okay. Right.
So let's talk about identity when it comes to actually, we shapeshift. We are the people who change into other people, wear different hats, and you have a ton of hats. So I would hate to see your closet. How does it
Yeah.
feel to shapeshift and turn into these different people?
It's hard because I still work a full-time job, and when
Yeah,
I go to
right.
work, I gotta check myself sometimes, because I'll be like, oh wait, whoa, this ain't boss mode, this worker mode.
Right,
And
right, right,
sometimes I almost get myself in trouble because I'll be questioning certain management decisions that don't make sense.
right. Because you're like, I'm a boss. I wouldn't
Yeah,
do it
and
like
it's
this. Why
it's
are we even
it's
doing this?
it's difficult. It's very
Right, right.
difficult. And to be the director, then be the writer, producer, it's a difficult situation. Even when you work with other people,
Right,
it
especially.
becomes difficult because you see that they're not moving the way that they should move to get the project done. And I mean,
Teamwork.
I've
Listen.
been lucky to deal with some people that understand my talents and understand my adrenaline and my drive, that they respect it.
Right.
But sometimes they respect it too much, to the point that they just throw the ball on me.
Mhm.
And it's like, yo, wait a minute, this is your project. Hold up. I don't want to overstep.
Right,
You know
right.
what I
By
mean?
all means,
Because,
and I
but
don't want to do it. It's your
yeah,
project.
yeah.
Right,
And
right.
I try to balance it out. Like we just finished the project last year called Falsely Accused. It's actually an audio book with a young lady from New York. And when she came to me, I'm like, "You sure you want to come to Philly to do a New York project? Because New York ain't going to give you too much
Right,
love." Because they're like,
right,
"Wait a
right.
minute,"
You stepping out for
because
Philly.
they end up. All the actors are from Philly. Shout out to Lamar. He actually, the studio that we did the audio book in,
Mhm.
we filmed everything in Philly.
Right.
Everything was here, and she was amazed at how we work. Because one thing about my team and individuals that I bring to work with me is we become like family.
Right.
It's not just, I mean, it's business, and they respect me as that position.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it's like I try to understand that people have personal lives. And a lot of actors and actresses say that I work different from a lot of other
You do.
directors and
You
stuff,
do.
because I try to be understanding that we got children and lives.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving you $1 million to take off from your job to do this. So
Right.
I
Right.
understand if you got to
Right.
hurry up and do things to go to work. I
Absolutely.
don't never want nobody to miss no money because I'm not trying to miss no money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's a task.
I'm sure.
Especially
I'm
with
sure.
in the past 2 or 3 years, we've worked on 4 projects at once.
That was
So
my next question. That leads
yeah,
me right into, see, you just segue in here. I
yeah.
love this. So, just how do you juggle it all? I mean, like myself,
Hmm.
I'm working full time. I mean, I own a company sometimes, but
Right.
you know,
He said sometimes.
as a consultant, you're never the boss,
Right,
right?
right.
So when I step into Nina Capone mode, or I'm in here doing interviews, or sometimes we're a marketing agency, sometimes we're a radio station,
Right.
sometimes we're
Yeah.
doing something totally different. So with that being said, and you're doing all of this, and for you got all these projects at one time.
Yeah.
I personally get it, but let's talk to the people out there. How do you make it happen when everything is up in the air, deadlines and
Oh
people?
man. A lot of Zooms, a lot of Google Calendar,
Sure.
a lot of Google Calendar. Just
Mm,
communicating, and
mm,
shout out to all the actors and actresses because a lot of them is in all the projects. So sometimes I might get on a Zoom and be like, "Yeah, I have one script up," and they be like, "Yeah, this now." I'm like, "Yeah." So this I'll switch up because I'm like, man, I was literally on
on the wrong day doing
intertwined,
something
and
totally
then when they
different.
say something, I'll switch to rain dance real quick.
Hmm.
But it's because it's not work to me.
Right.
That's the one thing that makes it easy is that I love this business. I love putting things together. I love to see the finished product. I love to make other people projects come to light.
Mm,
So,
right.
and for example, um author Pamela J, the one that we did falsely accused,
Hmm.
she was saying that she's never done a movie. So when we wrapped on
Hmm.
the set and she started crying because she was dealing with cancer,
Oh, wow.
and actually cancer delayed the film
Mm.
because she was having to deal with that. And then when we finished, she started crying. I had to turn my head. I felt like a punk. I started to
Quite,
cry. Like, let me go out in
quite
the
just getting
balcony,
emotional.
yeah, because to see somebody, be passionate and always wanted to do something, and you had a big part in achieving that.
That's big.
That's
That's
driven.
big.
That's
And
driven.
I
Yeah.
think that's what I feel like I'm for. Like, that's exactly why. That's
Right.
my motivation.
Yeah.
That's my motivation.
Yeah.
Being able to give people the platform,
Mm-hmm.
building up the radio station. Of course, I love tech. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
was this is a technology platform, lo and behold, right?
Right.
But aside from that, to be able to share this platform with others who don't get the interviews, those behind the scenes, which is why I said, you know what, I'm going to create. It's going to still be Respect the Hustle, the show,
Mm-hmm.
but behind the scenes, because I want to talk to the people that put this together. Because that can't be me.
Right. Right.
I
Nah, I
fire
got you.
everybody. Like, you don't even. I'll be like, you know what? Clear the set. Everybody
Yeah,
fired.
yeah,
You
it
know.
gets like that. That's when
I
I leave out the door and take a walk real quick. I did that in the studio. Lamar
oh
looked at
my
me,
god, I
Lamar,
just can't
because it just
imagine.
got to the point that it was like, yo, come on now, y'all. Like some people passion, sometimes you're so passionate that when
Hmm.
other people's passion not there,
It's
it
frustrating.
frustrates you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because with actors and these rappers and all these individuals that's in the spotlight, don't understand that you're the one that's going to be the
You
one
gotta make it
seen.
together.
Yeah, but we might be working behind the directors and producers and stuff might be working and might be their project,
Right.
but you're in the front.
You're frontlining. I
So they're
need you
not
to
gonna know
get
me
better.
unless they read the credits.
Exactly. Exactly. And how many people? I was just talking to somebody about this, which kind of pushed me to do this particular episode.
Right.
And it's just that, do we all read the credits? We look at the superstar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the person that gets the light, the person in front of the camera.
Right.
Who's behind the scenes making it happen? Because without those people,
Yeah. Nothing will
I
happen.
wouldn't be a superstar if it wasn't for the people,
Right.
with the cameras and
The
the
producers
scripts and
and
the
the
writing and
engineers that
telling me
make
what
it
to
sound
say
good.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
Lamar, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
it's wild. Like, Lamar had been recording me for since 2000,
Yeah.
probably, or
Yeah.
no, 1995.
Yeah.
So you go back that far. He worked with me very patient, and most engineers can't,
Right.
because I know how to engineer, so I know what I want when I go in.
You sound like
And
my brother, Jimmy like
I'm like, give me
that. Yeah.
three, do
Yeah.
this, do that.
Yeah.
So when you go in and work with somebody who works behind the scenes, the
Right.
thing is, for me anyway, is to listen to them too, because they
Yeah.
they can
That's what
start
they
working
do.
and they be
Yeah.
like, hey, then who gonna record me?
Yeah.
But this is what they do. So I think it's like a whole mutual respect
It's a
that got to be
balance.
gained.
It's a
How
balance
are
and respect.
you? How do you do that when you go? And I mean, me as a consultant, when I walk into an organization, so I work with big companies. When
Hmm.
I walk into these organizations, I have to check everybody at the door when I walk in.
Right.
That's like automatic, because one of the things you said was a key standout for me, which was communication.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how do you put that in perspective when you walk into, I'm gonna say, we're gonna call it an organization. When
Okay.
you walk amongst that group of people, that organization, and you say, okay, do you lay out rules? Do you say, or do you just expect? Do you have expectations of people to just be mature and grown enough to understand that this is how it works?
Well, as far as the cameraman, Chris and Zim, I knew them now 15, 20 years. So they know how I work, and I respect their craft and they respect me.
Okay.
They basically know, and they push me to be the lead.
Right.
Like
Right.
even when I say, I want somebody to direct, they's like, no, that's your thing.
Got you.
So everybody know their place when it
Right.
comes to the production part of things.
Right.
When it comes to the actors and in the studios and stuff like that, I think that they learn how I am, and they
Okay.
see my aggressiveness when it comes to things, and I'm
Hmm.
passionate, and they know that I want the best out of them. I run into some people that don't know
Okay.
that
Okay. So
that
you're gonna
test the
get one.
water, but
Right.
the people around us check them before I get to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine.
So
Yeah.
it's and I have, and I guess one thing about Tony, who's one of the writers of most of the films that I've created, is that we don't have no problem with chopping people off. We don't have no problem with writing people out of a
I know
script,
that's good. I
and
know.
I think people know that, and it's
Mhm.
not being arrogant. It's just that we don't have time.
Right.
We're not a big budget film company. We don't want to. I got a thing with people wasting my time or other people's time,
Yes.
especially other people's
Yeah.
time, because I respect that people are giving me their
Because it all
time.
comes back to you at the
Yeah,
end of the
yeah,
day. Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
okay, you wasted my people's time at this
Yeah,
point.
and then I have to. They now when I call for them, it's like, are we gonna be there all day, or it start,
Yes.
and that energy I don't like. I'm an energy person. I don't like negative energy to be brought to the set,
Right.
because I want us to have fun. I want us to do
Right.
it. I want people to be like, yo, that was fun. When the next time we shooting?
And that's the thing. Like we had such a ball. I mean, we was
Hmm.
just so hyped up and just
Yeah,
amplified. Me and Monica crazy anyway. You can't put us in the room together. So,
yeah, yeah.
but just to feel that energy and just have fun on set. And of course, my role was hilarious, but
Right,
just I won't tell it. But
right.
just to play that role and be around that positive energy, I think that
Yeah,
just kind of made it better.
right.
Um, what do you do when you walk into a space? Because I'm huge on energy, which is why you don't see me out a lot. What do you do when you walk into a space and you feel that negative energy? Like, what's your first move?
I try to change it. Look, I try, like if I go in as a negative energy, it's like I don't like being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been around a lot of people, and it's funny because me and Monica had a conversation 2 days ago, a day ago, about how and I post something about me more so being humble. I'm a very, very humble person, and people always say, "Yo, you've done a lot in your life, from events to this and that." People I know, I hung around, and it's just I like to be humble, and I
Right.
don't like for people to have to bring me out of that to check them. Like, yo, do you like, I had people that tried to throw people name in my face
Oh
sometimes.
my
I'd be like,
God,
yo,
I
do
deal
you
with
know
that
he
so
used to work
much.
with me? Do you know they worked for me? They sat on my
I
board of
actually
directors.
started them out.
Yeah, it's like, yo, and I laugh because I'm so humble that people don't know, and I don't go out like that. You never see me really hit the streets and stuff. I'll
Right.
go out every now and then
Right.
because of the times we're in, because I don't have time.
Right.
Like
Right.
I
Absolutely.
really don't have time because of all the projects and different things I'm
A lot of
doing.
stuff in your plate.
And then
Right.
I work, and then this family time and things like that. So it's more so if I go into a environment and it's like a negative energy, I try to more so lighten the load a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like just throw some things out there to try to,
Right.
because people don't know me, and I go places with people and they be like, "Yo, I know you this and that," and I be like, "Oh, like they be like, you do the movies," and it's funny because I haven't really taken on that I'm really filming movies. I'm
Right.
really
Right.
have people that work for
Mm-hmm.
me and different things, because it's fun. It's like a game to me, you know.
So, where do you see yourself going with it? I mean, because as you know, in this business, we
Mm-hmm.
could be here doing this right now, talking today, and then
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow you could be on the big screen because you know it works like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
how do you prepare yourself today for that transition? Because it can happen. I mean,
yeah.
I'm kind of famous, so you might get a call on me. So you never know. You never know.
Well, you know what? It's more so one. I surround myself with good people. I don't like the yes. What they call them? The
Yes,
yes.
man.
Yeah, I don't like yes men. If
Mm,
people that's in my close circle check me all the time. um they put me in my place sometimes when I start losing it and getting pissed off. They be like, yo, calm down, this and that. So that's the one thing I think that's very
mm,
important to anybody that's doing any business, is to have a foundation around you with people that genuinely love you and
mhm.
that want to see you succeed, because everybody's not going to have that.
Definitely
Everybody's not
correct.
going to want you to be successful. They want to see you fail. They don't want to see you move to that next level.
Absolutely.
um then second, make sure you got good lawyers and accountants. You
We got that, and
got to
that's
make
that's
sure
the
you have a good accountant and
that's
lawyer.
the actual segue to my next question.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a business consultant.
Hmm.
Although I specialize in the technology end of it,
Right.
but we we always end up in the business sector because without that, we
You
can't even
can't
go
do
to
nothing.
technology,
That's
right?
right. That's
So,
right.
so how do you put that in the perspective where you, because behind the scenes,
Hmm.
we know it's paperwork. Even as a rapper, I've noticed a lot of rappers don't know the business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we get into the movie side of things, how what do you do to either teach the business, who's the administrator?
Well, it's funny. As I go, I make sure that everybody's stuff is right. That's close to me. That's main people I work with
Right.
through different films.
Okay.
Like I make sure you get your QR codes, you get your bio done, you get your pictures done.
Mm-hmm.
An email. Make sure you get a different number. Don't have your personal number. Get a Google number, whatever.
Right.
So as we're working, I'm teaching. A lot of people don't know how to do Zoom now. Probably all my cast members know how to do Zoom because
Right.
we're on Zoom.
Right. Right.
And at first it was aggravating because it's like, yo, you don't know. Come on, like, I'm
How you don't know
I'm
how to use
teaching
Zoom?
you how. I felt like I was doing a class at the same time trying to get films
Mm-hmm.
done. But then I realized that everybody don't know everything that we know.
Exactly. Exactly.
So if you're teaching those individuals, hopefully, they realize that being on a set is also school.
It is. It is, and that's, and I mean, or it's business, and and
Yeah,
I say that because that shift is so it's parallel. It's
yeah,
extremely parallel to everything that we do. Right when we step out and we're like, I'm gonna be an actress, I'm gonna be a director, I'm gonna be a writer. It's all business at the end of the day, and I feel like in our roles,
mm-hmm,
these leadership roles we take on, we have to teach.
yeah,
We have to teach, and we have to teach business.
mm-hmm.
So technically, you're a business consultant. Let me go ahead and get you a
It's
badge.
funny. Yeah, people been trying to push me to do that, but it's like I just don't
Well,
want to
you do
take
it
nothing.
anyway.
Yeah,
You do it anyway in the
yeah,
sector that you're in. One thing I try to explain to people as consultants that we have something that we specialize in. No two consultants do the same thing.
right.
We
Yeah,
no two are alike. I'm a consultant. I handle business and technology. Now you come in here and tell me about your finances, you are in the wrong place. I will go ahead and you can go ahead and write me a check, but
right, right,
you don't want me to balance the book, okay? Because I
right.
know my lane. When it comes down, are you ever approached by, I mean, because I'm sure I get this, so I'm sure you get it because you like are parallel to me. So do people come to you because you do everything? Are you the everything person?
Yeah, yeah. If you look at my Facebook, you see I'm painting porches and
I'm like,
look,
what don't he
I'm
do? I'm like,
painting
you see,
porches,
I'm
all
like, I'm
this
gonna have to
like
Google
filming, look,
Siri. Help me ask
like
questions because I'm like, what
fixing
did he
toilet
do?
seats and yeah, yeah. I don't mind tapping into all my talents because I feel like God gave me a gift, and if I enjoy doing it, you never know when you helping somebody.
Absolutely.
Like I had the cleaning and handyman company. I closed that because nobody wanted to use the company unless I was there.
Right.
It was
Right.
always me, and I'm like, I can't be here, can't be there, can't
Can't
be
do it
there.
all.
So I do that every now and then.
Okay.
But it is a talent because I went to Mass Bomb, the technical school, and
Okay.
learned different things. So it's yeah. Everybody always call me, and if they, it's funny because if they don't feel as though I do it, they know I know somebody that do it.
You do everything.
Yeah, they be like, "Yo, you know somebody that weld this?" Like,
I'm about to put you a desk right there,
yeah, I call you
and
back.
we just
Look,
go ahead. He like,
yeah,
you know what? This one's for you.
yeah. Yes, I'm
Honestly.
gonna tell you a quick story.
Mhm.
I was painting outside a house last week, and a lady pulled over. She's like, "Are you a professional painter?" I was like, "Yes." She said, "Oh, I got a 2-story house that I want you to paint." I said, "All right." I gave her my number and
Mhm.
everything, right? So I called my brother-in-law, which owns a painting company, and said, "Yo, I got a customer for you. She's gonna call me, and I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna send one of my guys out there. You go do it because I don't have time to do it."
Right.
So I never say no to, like, if somebody asks me about consulting. Yep, I do consulting. Hold on one second, Nina. This person gonna call you
Absolutely.
and use my name.
Absolutely.
So I'm like the Dolly directory.
I kind of
Yeah,
figured
yeah,
because like as I look through everything and I'm like,
hmm
he just do every. I thought I do everything. He just
right,
do everything. It's like you do everything that I don't do. So I'm like,
right,
oh, all right, I'm just Mark.
yeah,
Mark 5 it is. You know,
yeah, yeah.
just go to Mark 5.
I feel like 5 people sometimes. People always ask me, "What do Mark 5 stand for?" The
Like the
car.
five
Remember
people.
the car speed racer and all that.
Yeah.
Like, no. Mark 5 stands for my 5 children that I have. I have 5 children. It's
Oh
Mark
wow.
5. It was Mark's 5, but now it's
Yeah,
Mark
it's Mark
5.
5. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's
That's
all.
creative.
Just
That's
to
creative.
represent, rep the kids a little bit.
That's
That's all.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
repping my kids. Forget
You
them.
say,
It's like, look, I know they
look,
tuned in. Like, what, mom?
look, hey, I get it. Trust me, I get
My
it. Look.
terrible too.
Mm.
Mm-mm, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. So, so we got the movies. We got the. So I do want to touch on something in the movies because I know that you just
Okay.
experienced
You can
something
touch on, yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about that. What was your experience acting? Because
Acting.
yeah.
Yeah. Pamela J, again, with falsely accused, decided to make me one of the main characters, which was interesting because I've never been in front of, except for like videos,
Right.
but to act was interesting. I love it. Actually, I like it more than I like filming because I
Hmm.
don't have to deal with all
The
the
nonsense. Let them deal with
nonsense.
that.
I have to study my lines. I'm
Right.
responsible for me and what I have to bring to the table. So that was fun. That actually was an experience that I look forward to in the future doing more of.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah.
I can see it.
Shout out to my
I could
what is it?
definitely see
My
it.
counterpart in falsely accused.
You did your
Uh
thing. Look, from
and
what I saw, you was you was,
Angela.
you
Oh,
was
you
being
saw that.
busy.
You
I
saw that.
seen
Oh
some.
yeah,
I seen a
yeah.
little bit, little
Yeah, I
bit.
had to answer for that. That's
Yeah.
another story.
I'm not. Look, we're going.
Look,
That's part two of this
yeah,
because I do have
yeah,
some other questions.
yeah,
But we're gonna wait till it come out first, and then I'll ask my question.
yeah.
Okay?
Hopefully, I'll have to have sunglasses on.
You
Oh my
probably
god.
will. You probably
Yeah,
will.
shout out to
You pro-
Angel. She made it easy.
Good.
My co-actress.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
she made it easy. And Charisma, who's the realtor and falsely
Oh,
accused. So
yeah.
that was fun because, and it was Pamela J's first time co-directing.
Oh wow.
So it was like I was on the floor in certain scenes acting, then I'll yell out action. Like, it was interesting because that's the first time I acted,
Right.
directed,
Right.
co-directed, and produced. So it was fun though,
That's
very
good.
much
That's
fun.
good. You can see the energy. I mean, from what I
Yeah,
saw in the little
yeah,
bits and pieces, it was just like you could see the positive energy there. You can
right,
see the
yeah,
support.
yeah.
Just it's energy that you can see. So that was. I
We
said
had
this gonna be a
fun.
good movie,
That was a fun, and we did that in a weekend.
and it was so
That was fun.
easy for
Yeah,
me to grab that part because it was
right.
so. It was well put together, and so
Yeah,
all I had to
yeah,
do was look at it and was like, "Oh, I got the lyrics." Even though I told you I was like, "I can't do this" because I was
right.
in my
Yeah,
emotional
that was
bag.
funny. So let me tell you about her right here. I said, "Yeah, can you do this?" She called me or text me and said, "No, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I
It's
can't
not
feel
gonna
it."
be
Then what?
having a
10 minutes?
diva
Was
moment.
it 10 to 15 minutes
Like
later?
15 minutes.
You text me like, "I got it." I was like, and when you said no, if you notice, I said okay, and I sat and had my phone in my hand and was waiting. I was like, "No, ain't no way." She's like, "I got it." I said, "All right, cool."
Like I
Look,
had it written
look,
out
yeah,
already.
yeah,
And that's the thing is
and
like
it's
we
fire.
go through those diva moments I call them,
Right,
but
right.
a lot of it is stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just far as people like for me,
Hmm.
I have and I didn't I toured for most of my life
Right,
actually.
right,
So to get in front of a group, people think I'm this big socialite,
right.
and I have a panic attack around too many people,
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh no,
yeah,
I can't do that. I'm just
yeah.
so. Speaking of that, what does like how's your mental health when dealing with all of this? Because it can be a lot of stress. When we talk deadlines and we talk we got to get this done and get that done. And and I'm gonna throw the fun part in,
Hmm.
sleep, sleeping. Because sleep equals,
Yeah,
positivity there. And it's sometimes we can't sleep because our brains don't shut
don't
down.
shut down at
So
all.
how do that's all mental. So how do you deal with that?
Ah, that's a good question. Look,
Look, I'm trying to get answers. I need help.
well.
It's a therapy session.
What's what's crazy is it's I look at it like therapy because, like I was saying, it's fun to me, filming and the scripts and all that. Shutting down is hard. I don't even have the answer to that. Nyquil, look,
Melatonin,
yeah, something
NyQuil,
like
like
that.
right, right.
That's basically what it really comes down to. It. Um,
Mm,
Sometimes I just can't shut down,
right.
and it's kind of aggravating. And that's
Yeah.
another thing that I
Mhm.
was saying, that people think this stuff is easy, and it's not.
Yeah. Not
Even
at
when
all.
you acting, it's like sometimes it's hard to get out of that character. And I understand when they I forgot what movie it was, when somebody said they had to go away for a month or so after they did this scene of being this person, studying the lines, because you actually start becoming that person.
Let's touch on that. Let's
Yeah,
touch on that.
yeah.
I struggled. I
Hmm.
struggle. Actually, before you leave, I will give you my book. Um, and I had to write about it, and it
Right.
was about separating the identities because I've been Nina Capone for so long,
Hmm.
and Jamila is who I was born.
Right, right,
The little Muslim girl, the
right,
little Muslim girl to the Muslim man who was very strict. But then you got Nina Capone. Like
right.
people
Yeah.
couldn't put it together. Like that's your dad. Oh my, he gonna kill you.
That's
You know,
funny because Pam heard the
whew.
song and then she saw you, the song for
It's like,
Falsely Accused,
wait, what?
and she saw you and she's like, "Wait a minute, who was that?" I said, "That's the one that did the song." She's like, "You know what? I'm so sorry. Never judge his book by his cover. I'm sorry, yo." She still say that to this day. I'll be laughing.
And that's the thing. It's like, I had this inner person that
Right,
I had to unleash, that I had to let out. And I couldn't do it as Jamila because that would disrespect my family,
right,
and
yeah,
what I grew up to know. Of
right,
course, now I'm like, they'd be all right.
yeah,
But, back then it's like I grew up and I was strict. My father's strict. He was strict. Look, I brought him to live with me. I don't know what I was thinking because he's still
right,
strict. Tell me
right,
what to do. So I'm going to be taking care of him. But you sit and I found myself really struggling to, and I still to this day,
mm-hmm.
it's like I love my music. I want to get back into my music. I don't want to really get back on the stage because I don't need that. But
Right,
just to get out there, get back into the music, do what I do, even doing, the shows and stuff. Like I take my garb off when I go into different certain
right,
environments
right.
because I
For the
just feel like it's
respect, right,
disrespect,
right, right, right,
and so it's like we deal with those type of things, and that's mental. That's mental. And I tell people all the time, when you were brought up a certain way
mm-hmm.
and you live a certain lifestyle or you love a certain lifestyle that you
Lifestyle,
like to,
yeah.
because it's not bad, it's
Right. You're not
around in
hurting
certain
nobody,
ways,
but it's
but
yeah,
at
I
the
got you.
same time it's like this is how I like to live my life.
Right.
And I go out here and I do what I do. I'm a good person, I think, sometimes, most of the time, and maybe we'll
Right.
figure that out later. But
Right.
at the end of the day, how, I want to kind of touch on your morals because I know you are Muslim as well.
Right. Right.
And I know we tackle and deal with a lot of things. And on the creative side,
Right.
the Haram police, they come after me nonstop, and that's okay.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, you're right, you're
Yeah, like
right.
I agree with you. I'm not
I
going to
agree.
argue. Right. Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
not my judge, so we
Yeah.
just going to
Yeah.
do what we do. How do you deal with that morally besides just praying and asking for forgiveness?
That's the
Hmm.
thing. Wait, it's a that's a rough thing to deal with because, like you said, it's not like we out here robbing banks or doing anything. We know certain things are, not permissible, but
Right.
it's like if you shut everything down, this is my personal opinion. If you shut everything down, then sometimes it'll put you in depression.
That's what happened.
And that's the part
That's
people
what
don't
happened.
understand. Like
Hmm.
you really like if this is something you're creative, like because you're a creative person.
Yeah. And
If
then
you
you
hold
put
everything
it
in,
in, then you don't
you're gonna
have
get
an
sick.
outlet. You get
Yeah. You get
physically
sick
sick.
mentally and mentally sick. And
Hmm.
that's what was happening with me. So that's why I think it's easy for me to go and do the film and all these projects to keep me busy
Hmm.
because it's what I love to do.
Right, right.
And at the same time, it's my therapy.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
been doing entertainment since 88.
Yeah, that's a
Like
long
that's
time.
that's like all my life. And before that, it was breakdancing. I mean, I've done everything in the business from singing to rapping to like doing shows to break everything.
Mm,
So I've tried to walk away from this, but it's part of me.
right, right.
I live entertainment. Like it's not one day that I could say I sat there and didn't do
Like
anything that
I ain't
got to
messing
do
with
with the
that no more.
business.
Right, and that's how I feel. I
Yeah.
wanted to,
Hmm.
I created this nice luxury little office space,
Yeah.
and then I went and got my equipment. set
And
my,
then
I was
yeah.
like, I gotta set my podcast area
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
because I felt like this was needed. Years ago when I first started my business,
Hmm.
podcasting wasn't kind of intertwined into the business just yet.
Right.
But now it's like it goes hand in hand. So
Absolutely.
and then the way I structured my company, it goes, right?
Hmm.
But I can say I dealt with that as well, a lot.
Right.
Probably
Right.
more. I probably deal with that like today more than anything.
Okay.
Just that being stressed out, getting down on, wanting to go places, and you be like, no, I don't want to go in there. That's going to take me out of my character
Yeah.
because I'm easily straight. Sometimes I'll be like,
Yeah.
what we doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Like that's that
Yeah.
North Philly in me. But
But at the same time, like and every other Muslim know, it's all about what's in our heart.
absolutely,
It's all about our
absolutely,
intentions. I mean,
absolutely.
we human. We going like nobody's perfect on this
Nobody's
planet,
perfect.
and we good people.
Yeah,
Like, for
yeah.
me knowing you, it's always been positive, even, when we talk and stuff like that. So sometimes Tupac says something that I always hold on to.
We are quoting Tupac,
And
y'all.
he said,
I love this.
sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta give people what they want and then give them what they need.
Absolutely.
It's like if I sat there and just
Yeah,
did
I like
all
that.
Islamic stuff and said, yeah, pray and don't do this and don't do that, they're gonna look at me like, man, if
Well,
you
do
don't
you
get
think
out of
they'll
here.
listen? And I felt like I feel like I'm a vessel to deliver.
Absolutely.
I don't want to call myself a messenger, but I do feel like that. I received this knowledge at such a young age.
Right.
Growing up, I have two positive parents
Mm-hmm.
who still to this day instill this knowledge in me. Um, and to get out here, the people that I reach,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like although we may cut up on a music video or in a
Right.
studio, we
Right.
still had these one-on-one conversations, and I can reach them and get so
And
much
they still
deeper,
listen.
and they'll still listen.
Yep.
So I do, I'm starting, in my old age to learn like, oh, that's what this is for.
Mm-hmm.
This gift
Yeah.
allows me to reach other people that I normally wouldn't
The
be
other
able to
people
reach.
do. It's
That
like a Kirk Franklin type of situation. Kirk
really,
Franklin is so like, I don't say normal, but he's so like easy to watch and
hmm
jam and jump up and down. But then at the same time, he's speaking
he got a
the
message.
message to what
He got
he
a
feel as
message.
though he want to do.
hmm
So, he's reaching people I'm sure that TD Jakes won't reach.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's the
Exactly.
part that I don't think people look at. As
Right.
far as it's not like we like said, oh, I'm not. If somebody said, oh, you Muslim, I'd be like, no, I ain't Muslim. Listen, I'm not hitting about it at
Like I
all.
don't hide it. Like my name
Everybody
is.
know,
If you
what
know
it
my
is.
whole name, you'll
Yeah,
be like, "Oh, you
yeah,
Muslim?" Like yes,
yeah,
and that's the thing. Which of course, I tried to erase that even with the
yeah.
whole Nina Capone thing. But even with that, I'm proud of my religion. I love my religion. I
Absolutely. I
love
tell
what
people all the
it stands
time.
for. It's my life. But I also like my creative side. I love to be
Exactly.
a creative.
Oh man.
And I like to have fun with it. There's no
Yeah.
limits to my creativity.
Right.
And for all the different things that you do, I think there's no limits because
Mm-hmm.
once you put a cap on it, it's a cap on it again. And it makes you depressed. It makes you feel like you're not really doing what you want to do. And this is our passion. So 5 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
where are we now? 2024. Where do you see yourself on this? Let's start slow and transition into the fifth year because you have so much stuff going on.
Right.
And I think sometimes we build these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your reason? What's your goal?
Look, it's not the typical. I want to be Tyler Perry. I know.
Why
No,
not?
no, no. But you know what it is because Tyler Perry is in a good position. But my thing is, if you notice, or you will notice on a lot of my films, is people that you won't see in other people's films.
Mm.
I don't mind taking a chance with people. If you passionate about what you want to do, it could be the music soundtrack, it could be acting, it could be getting behind the camera or whatever. I'll give you that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole vision and goal is to get the nasty thoughts of Philly, because you know how
Mm.
people think of us, like we don't work together, this and that. That's
Crabs
why,
in the barrel. Right.
yeah, and that irritates me because I know it's so many good people in Philly
It is. It
that's
really
not
is.
crabs in the barrel, that want you to win, that have that
Supportive.
it's funny because they inbox me, but they scared to post on my wall. But they inbox me, yeah, I'm watching you. It's like, what, you scared to post,
Yeah,
let people
post it
know
up.
you support
Post it
me?
up.
Like,
Say you
it's
support
we
me.
so scary, like it's
No.
crazy. But
But I think that's part of Philly. Honestly,
yeah,
I work with a lot of people, especially on the podcast scene.
right,
I had to tell somebody I'm a tech. I don't want to be the queen of internet radio. I don't
right,
want to be
right,
the queen of radio. I don't want to be the queen of anything. I want to
yeah,
be the queen of technology. First of all, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, I
That's
got you.
that's my lane. I'm like, when I started this, it was a tech project. When I started
Right,
in the early '90s, it was a tech project. In order for
to
me
see if it worked. Yeah,
see if it worked. That
yeah,
was it.
yeah,
The
and I think
fame or
something.
whatever came from it, it was just like,
Yeah,
I'm ready to integrate something new. It's why I start building apps. It's why I started a tech firm. So I mean, I wanted to be bigger than podcasts. Even what we doing now, this is a nice podcast. It's Respect the
yeah,
Hustle.
yeah.
It's a dope
I
podcast,
like it.
but
I
it's
like
not
it.
what my I stand for. I own the station.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? I
Yeah,
wanted to go. I go big or go home,
right.
and I don't like
Yeah,
to go home. So I'm out here trying to go big
yeah,
nonstop, right?
yeah, yeah.
So as we look through, you say, okay, not Tyler Perry. You want to put people on, but what's the end goal for Mark? Because Nina gonna be Elon Musk.
Right.
That's Nina. I mean, I may not be the type of person, but that's my end goal. I'm gonna be up there. Where do
My
you want to be?
my end goal is to have a whole network, something like Tyler Perry with a Spike Lee sense of humor.
Okay, I like that.
You
I
know what I
like that.
mean?
I like that.
That's I want to bring that, but at the same time, I want to be able to leave a legacy. That's my whole mission of everything that I'm doing. Because as we know, and not to bring a downer, but we live, we die.
Right,
So when we die, I want to be able to say, "Yo, he put me on." You know how you see Denzel, and you know that Spike Lee put Denzel
right,
on.
right,
That's
right,
what I want to do. I
right.
want to be that person that puts so many different people in position that they feed their family and they put their people in
Mm.
position. So it's a legacy type
Right,
thing,
right. So,
you
and
know?
I guess that's how I feel as well. Far
Hmm.
as it's not the money,
Right.
because if I get the money, trust and believe you going to have your
Yeah.
film day. I don't
Yeah.
want to run it. I don't be like,
Right.
Mark, this is an investment. Okay,
And that's
call
it.
me later. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's yeah.
And I feel like you said, if we can work together, I think that we can. I could do a lot of stuff,
Absolutely.
that I'm gonna say your average person cannot do, because
Right.
I'm in tech. I'm heavy, heavy, heavy in the tech world. And you ask me about other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm a dunce when it comes to certain stuff because I don't know about it. I don't
Right.
care
Right.
to know. So I feel like if we all, just collaborate on some of the things, or just put that pride aside,
Mm-hmm.
um, to build,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can kind of really open doors. I seen one of my partners. We have a movie company. I want to introduce you to him after.
Okay.
And he's out in Florida, major movie platform, tech platform. We only do tech. We
Right.
the group of nerds.
Right.
And I mean, just to really put your films out there. So this is gonna, of course, I'm always segueing, right? So which leads me into, where can we find Mark Five on TV, on what platform? Where are we now, and how do we get there? How do we find you?
Well, right now, I mean, it's easy to find me. I'm all over social media. But right now, what we're doing is, I break it down. Falsely Accused, red carpet, November 2nd. That's actually going to be in some film festivals. Intertwine is being edited for film festivals. Grass Not Greener, we still trying to see where we're going to place that once it's done. That's in editing.
Okay.
Rain Dance is in editing. That's probably going to be on, what is it called?
To be
Tubi.
okay.
I got to talk with Yusuf Langston. He's the creator of Rain Dance,
Okay.
and we filmed that 10 years ago, almost 11 now. But now, since I didn't like it,
Mm-hmm.
sucked, just learning, bumps and bruises, lighting, sound, it all sucked. So I said, "Oh, we ain't putting that out." So we reshot it
Okay.
now, since I'm on a different level with equipment and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think that we're going to put that on Tubi.
Awesome.
I have two other projects that I'm going to be working on in the next couple months, which is Monica Mason's book,
Shout out to
where
Monica.
she got
Okay.
out, and
Awesome.
Angela's book, where she has out. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's and that's I'm excited about that because those books are written for the tri-state area.
Hmm.
So when I read those books, and I'm like, yeah, I know this place. Yeah, I know this place,
Right.
and
Right.
it's and then Monica I think has another book coming out, part three, if I'm not mistaken.
We
I know
might be
one and
at four.
two,
We might be at
one and
five with
two,
Monica.
yeah. By the
I
time
don't
we
know.
start filming, right? But one and two I know is out, so I'm looking forward to doing
I
the
think
first
three
one.
is coming. Either it's
Yeah,
going to be three or it's
once she stopped playing
a
around and put
spinoff
it
or
out,
something. She working on it. She's
yeah,
actively
yeah,
working on it.
she
So
told me she in
yes,
editing and stuff. So, I mean, that's the whole game plan with that. And then author Pamela wants to do Falsely Accused too. So it's I guess I'm locked in with them when it comes to projects. Then I throw my projects in between,
absolutely,
which I'm
absolutely.
shooting shorts. Everything I'm doing now is 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops.
Okay,
Because
okay.
it's fun, it's easy. We knocked it out. I think I filmed Grass Not Greener in 4 days. Yeah, and that's like a
So
35
we
minute movie.
are on to something. As you can see, my
Yeah,
partner here, um, direct funding. So
that's
we
always
we're
needed
gonna definitely
because this SEPTA money ain't helping too
this
much.
is
Look,
listen,
look,
listen.
this SEPTA overtime is only lasting but
And
so
that's what
much.
made me say I
Look,
wanted to
look,
kind of get what because I do, this is my partner and
right.
we have a network. I don't just have the radio station, but we have a television network as well,
I remember you
where it's the
telling me.
same broadcast. But I'm here, like I would only do one thing. So
Right,
that's why I
right.
said I'm gonna connect you with him so we can start getting some of these Philly movies in other places besides Tubi. Tubi's cool, but we
Okay.
can offer a lot more and we're black owned. So
Well, that's very important to me. Look, you said two things that that's it's just more so finding those places to be able to do that
absolutely.
because I'm now since I know Intertwine. Let me put it this way: Intertwine has taught me so much
Hmm.
because it was so big. I took on more than I can chew,
Right.
but then I started chewing and I found my way. So now
Absolutely.
it's like me shooting a short is like
Nothing.
nothing.
So okay, so I'm like I have an addiction.
Hmm.
Go ahead and put my shameless stuff out there. But no, I have this new addiction to this. And of course I'm a tech, I'm a super
Right.
geek. I don't know if you know how you'll know
No,
before
you
you leave
told me
here. I'm super geeked out,
when you
right?
told me that I can
So
take your phone number, and I was like, okay,
oh yeah,
you know your stuff. You said
that
I'll
part
take
I
your phone
forgot.
number and I
You're
can
like,
change it. I'm
whoa.
like, huh? Like, okay, you know what? I
So
won't do nothing to you
no
because
problem.
bank
We
account
good.
goes zero. Like,
Like what happened? And with that, every time I see something that I'm like, I want to tap into.
right.
So that's where, we got the movie network. I've seen these things on Facebook show up where they tease you
Mm-hmm.
with these teasers and then you gotta pay to watch the rest.
Right.
So
Right.
that's my new I want to build that. I don't
Okay.
That's what I'm going to work on. So you can be my content
Hey,
person
let's
for
go.
that because I'm like, y'all see how I'm making deals. I'm always making deals, but
Hey, that's
like
let's go.
I'm
Look,
like that's so your shorts is exactly all they're doing. They're only shorts. They're like maybe an hour long, if that.
less than that, but yeah,
Yeah.
because this part, Grass Not Green is the first short. I said I wanted to do 5 shorts this year.
Hmm.
Grass Not Greener one, that's done. That's in editing.
Okay.
I just gave that to Zoom yesterday.
Okay.
Um, Grass Greener 2, of course, I started filming,
Hmm.
but now, of course, with me being down for a little bit, and then I'm going to get back to it and knock that out.
Okay.
Then I'm going. We have and shout out to Simply D, Tony Dennis, because all these ideas come to me, and I call him because he work
Hmm.
at night. I work
Okay.
at night, and I drive him crazy because I say, "Yo, I need you to write this. This is what's going on." I give him the story, and he do an amazing job with writing it. He send it back. I say, no, not that. Change that, this, and he knock it out. And then I basically say, all right, I'm gonna have this person, that person act, this, that. Call Zim and Chris. I drive them crazy. Oh, we need to film, and we
Right.
film. My process is so like
So we got somebody
sweet.
here. Angela says is more money in sitcoms. So didn't think of that. Thank you,
Mm.
Angela. So let's talk about that. What's your take on sitcoms? I don't know anybody to do sitcoms. So
Believe it or not, that's a good idea. I had one of my actors, Nick, who wanted me to do. He had, and that's another thing. All my actors, I always tell them if you want to write, if you want to do something, let's do it. I'm not
mhm,
one of those people that they say something. Nick right now is writing a sitcom,
okay.
a Martin type of sitcom. And I
Hmm.
said, all right, write it, send it to me. He sent it. I said, all right, need to, I give him my input and everything. He go back to the drawing board. He do things. And I said, we'll film it.
Nice.
So this is what I mean by when I say, and there's no shot at Tyler Perry. He's amazing,
Take shots at Tyler Perry. We ain't
But
scared of him.
my
Like,
thing
gonna shut me
is,
all the way down.
I'm never going to be the one that always want to write everything.
Right. Right.
So if I have actors that want to write and I can direct them to write what their story is, then write it.
Absolutely.
And I'll film it. You can co-direct it. You can direct it. I'll act in it. I love to get in front of the camera, let you work.
Right, right.
And that's the whole
dope.
thing of the unit that I'm building.
Yes,
and even when I
like
get
that.
I get a lot of auditions, people hit me with the audition flyers and stuff, and I send them out to certain actors. I'm like, yo, send your bio and get that. So I'm not you all mine, you all mine. No,
so let's talk about that, because my brain works like I just create companies because that's what I do, right? So when you say that, have you ever thought about creating like a network directory? And it's simple. I mean, something really small. So like you said, you get stuff in, you send it out. Because I know how to make money. That's the only thing I'm probably really, really good at.
That's so funny. No, the only reason I'm laughing because I have people that come to me all the time. For example, Q, who's one of my actors, say, yo, you need to start a management company and sign these people because you're helping people do this. And they get there and they're going to forget about who got them there, this and that.
Right.
And I said, yeah, that's something to think about. Then I get other people that say, yo, you need to start a consulting firm with the film because you're basically consulting them to do this and that. And you need to make it a business because you're just giving away all this knowledge that you have, that you've been through the bumps and bruises. And I said, all right. So, yeah, I'm with that because now that I'm getting older, it's time to start really locking things down. And I just had this conversation with Angel Weeks on the way here, matter of fact, about me more so locking things down and not just giving things away.
Right.
Because people take advantage of things, then you see them on the Power or something, you be looking like, what the heck? And they got them from seeing something that you put them in.
Absolutely.
That you put money out in and all that. And you ain't get jack.
I'm notorious. Like I see so many things that happen in the city of Philadelphia that I created. Concerts. I ain't gonna throw no shots because I can, but I won't. Yeah. But I see a whole bunch of stuff happening, and I even seen a guy do an interview and say he came up with it. Yeah. Like I was on a live, and I was like, no, you didn't. I got footage, but I was like, all right, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think we gotta have our just due. We put the work in, right? Yeah. So I think it's important. But for you, it's time for you to start locking it down. Yeah. And you don't have to be, you don't have to have a consulting office. I'm probably putting Issues Radio on these doors next. Right. But at the end of the day, having the place where, because right now we got this digital world, right? Right. I call it everything. All the internet is the metaverse, right? Yeah. For me. So you can create a space where you can just literally go in, because I see you dancing all the time, right? So like, he be dancing. He needs something to do. I'm about to have him do some data entry over here since he got time, right? Yeah, so you can literally say, okay, here's my database, and have other people upload. Right. You know what I mean? And say, hey, okay, you're looking for actors. Here's the casting calls. Go here. And then go to whatever you want to call your company, but go here to this website. And I'll have everything listed. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And
we might need to do that
membership site.
Yeah, we might need to do that.
So we're creating businesses, guys. Y'all see? Well, I don't give me my props.
What's crazy? No, I never. That's the one thing. What's funny? I just told somebody this last night. I said the one thing about me is I'm happy with life, right? Because I appreciate life. I appreciate people and things. And I got love for so many people. Like this love in general, right? And I make money don't make me, and I think that's it's such a beautiful thing to live by. And I think just going through life in itself, you really learn that, like, I've been blessed beyond measure, right? But not always. I was homeless. I tell people, like, my story rough, but today, I have a beautiful home and got a little bit of land, like, I got an office here, and I look back, it's not about the money, because when I need money, it's there.
It comes. It literally appears. Yeah. And I say this to people who, because I had a lot of people around me, not much anymore, but that feel like that's the end all be all of life. They wake up, I gotta find money. I said, well, you know why you can't find money? Because you're looking for it. Yeah. You looking for. Stop looking so hard for the money and let it find you.
And just do what you love to
Do
do.
what you love. Just do what you're supposed to be doing. And I promise you it'll come.
Yeah.
I promise you. I had no idea how I was gonna buy a house. How you gonna buy a house? You are a freelance worker.
Yeah.
You know what I
Nah.
mean? You are
It
an
works out.
artist. And it happened. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So and as I stopped worrying about the end goal, that dollar,
Mm-hmm.
and start worrying about how I'm gonna just, all right, I need to put the footwork in, what I need to do
Right.
just to get on my mission, to
Yeah.
get straighten my head out, right?
Right.
And that's just literally it. Everything else comes.
And that's what I do with the films. People be like, "Well, you gonna film this, all right?" And then I'll be filming. They be like, "Well, you really do?" Yeah." Like I go out and I film. I have a story, a good story. I have good actors and good camera people. All right, let's go film.
So you're a writer, director, actor. So here's the cliche question coming right now. You're like,
Mhm.
all right, you can leave now. Like, no. um, who do you see yourself working with as far as actor? Like, we got a lot of legendary black actors, actresses, Hollywood. Who do you see yourself writing for?
Janet
And
Jackson. It's like no.
I'm done with you and Janet. I knew you were
Janet
gonna say Janet
Jackson.
Jackson. I knew it.
Janet
If you follow this
Jackson.
man, you follow Janet Jackson.
Janet
She
Jackson.
wants him. Just so y'all know.
She just don't
wants
know
him.
it yet.
She don't know it yet, but she gonna know.
But like, you know what was funny? I who I look forward to working with Jimmy Dennis. And Jimmy Dennis is my brother. I call him my brother. He did 25.5 years in
Mm,
prison. He used to be the lead singer when we had the group Other Sensations.
okay.
And his creative uh story and the way he go about things as far as in the studio and stuff, I look forward to me and him making movies
Nice.
because we're from Abbotsford Projects and we
Mhm.
have so many stories and we talk about so many different things, and that's who I look forward to working with as far as what he's been through.
Nice.
And if people don't know, they can Google Jimmy Dennis, his story and the things that he changed as far as law. Like
Mhm.
we hear a lot about Meek Mills, doing changing laws and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
And shout out to Meek, of course. But if you really really dig deeper and look into the things Jimmy Dennis fought for and how
Mhm.
many laws and how much history he made
Right.
for people that's on death row,
Wow.
it'll amaze you.
Wow.
It'll trust me, it'll be in the limelight
Mm,
soon.
mm,
He actually
nice.
just won, his case far
Okay.
as what he, his thing of what he went about. And it's a lot that's coming down the pipeline that we about to make happen. That's gonna be
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
of course
So
we
it
gotta get him on.
yeah.
I like to have a conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So that sounds more like a documentary type.
Yeah.
So that so tell
Mm,
me a little bit about what draws your passion. Well, I kind of know, but a little more about like how you would put that together. What's your vision on that? Because every documentary is not the same. Like heroin would end up being type of a documentary if you've seen that, but
right.
how would you go about it? What would the Mark Five documentary look like when you're doing that for somebody, writing someone's documentary?
For him,
Yeah.
it would be based around music because that's what his life was based around. Far as his dad playing the piano in church, us breakdancing in the group. How if people heard his story or if you research his story, actually when he was in his prison cell, when he woke up in the morning, it's certain songs that he would listen to
Mm,
before he started his day, before he started doing research about his case.
wow. So
So
would that look
it would
like
be it would.
the movie? Like, would you? Sorry, let me make sure I'm asking right. So
Mhm,
you know how sometimes you watch a documentary and it's
mhm,
like it takes you. They put little scenes in as
mhm.
the person's talking. So would that be your documentary or more or less?
I think it would be, yeah, it would be like that. It would be the person talking, then different scenes being
Okay, I
shown.
can see you
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
wouldn't I
That's why I
wouldn't
was
I wouldn't
wondering.
just do the movie part because a lot of stuff would have to be explained.
Right, right, right.
So I would want to make sure that people actually understood what happened.
So it would definitely be
Yeah,
narrated.
and
Okay.
how certain individuals that we were around um went down there and did some dirty stuff
Oh, of course.
that got him in that position.
Wow. Wow.
And then how we were at the table with a major Luther
Hmm.
about signing us around the same time that Boys and Men got signed.
Wow.
We were actually going to get signed,
Hmm.
and they picked us up from the projects. And you had five uh, little kids riding in a limo to go basically talk to some major record label.
Hmm.
We were like right there, and the jealousy that people around you would have
Right.
to make sure that that didn't happen.
So, in I growing up in
Mm-hmm.
this Philadelphia music industry
Mm-hmm.
myself, it's all I know. Um, yeah, I,
It's
yeah,
something.
I'm gonna just say, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what what would you say? I know I should probably do a documentary myself. I can tell a lot. But what would you say the Mark Five? And I'm talking you. What would your story be like?
I actually talked to somebody about doing a book. That's funny you brought that up. My story would be deep. It would be more so because I didn't meet my dad till I was like 20 something.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah, the oldest out of five,
Wow.
raised by my grandmother, my mother
Hmm.
in Abbotsford. Uh, Tried everything. look, look. I'm one of those people that you'll probably see once millions come in. You'll probably see, oh, that was him.
Right.
Like, so I'm preparing myself for that. Some things that you tried that you shouldn't have tried, but
Right. Right.
it would be a learning experience. As far as
Mm-hmm.
me having children, you know, out of wedlock and having different children's mom and wanting to be
Right.
that player and all that type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Being in a singing group back then, was the big thing, giving roses
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Plus, we sung R&B songs, so
Giving roses out,
yeah,
giving babies out, just
yeah,
giving stuff
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Here, everybody get one.
absolutely, yeah. Look, yeah. So it would be very interesting. I told author Pamela about some of my story, and she was like, "Yo, I would never see you as that person." So, because
Mm,
of the person that I was to the person I am, it would
mhm.
definitely be a teachable moment.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, because I've done some things that.
Well, so with that being said, these teachable moments. I know my life is a teachable moment,
Right.
and I'm just going back 5 years ago. But um, how do you think we, as adults today, that
Hmm.
came from North Philly, I'm just
Hmm.
going to say the whole damn
Yeah,
thing, right?
that's north.
So, how do you think we, with all that's going on, this new Gen Z that
Yeah.
confuses us, what do you think we can do to impact change today?
No, one, that all the younger generation is not bad. Two, start spotlighting the ones that's not bad. We talk about the ones that's doing all the crazy stuff, but I don't think that we shine the spotlight on the ones that's not.
Right.
Realize that this generation now is actually more intelligent than I think than any other generation,
Absolutely.
because how
Absolutely.
fast they pick up on stuff and they have access to so much that we didn't have access to.
Absolutely.
And just respect the younger generation and talk to them. Have conversations with them. Stop always thinking that you need to tell them what they shouldn't do, and find out what they're doing first, and then try to
Hmm.
educate them from what you've been through.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? We
And
we we come at them
it's
too hard
we come at
sometimes.
them too
Yeah,
hard, and I feel like we don't hear them enough.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, I kind of went off in a group conversation that I was having with somebody, and
Hmm.
they were talking about drill music.
Mm,
Being an artist, I'm like, okay. But if you listen to my music, if you go back and listen to my music, I've been drilling for a very long time,
right,
like a
right.
very long time. So I'm like, but it didn't make me or break me. I just think that, some of the our youth aren't being raised. They aren't being parented. I'm gonna
Right.
say that. So for this theme song for this show,
Hmm.
well actually for the whole station, we're using a drill type beat to
Okay.
do the theme song, and I'm doing that for one or two reasons. One, it's going to be a contest.
Okay.
Number one, to get them to interact with me because I'm on a drill song, but
Okay.
two, to relate to them. And I feel like we don't do enough with them. I think a lot of the kids that are out here doing this, that, and the other, they don't have the parenting. I can go knock on any door in Logan, literally. I can go there on 22nd Street and knock on anybody's door. They all knew who I was. And every corner store, they would give me pretzels. I mean, I would come home with a bag of food because
Right.
everybody knew who I was. And I believe that we just don't have one community. I think everybody got to pull
Absolutely.
the camera out every time you give somebody something. You like, oh, I'm giving back to the neighborhood. Check this out, y'all. We gonna get it here.
Yeah.
Just gave him $500. Just bought
Yeah.
him a coat.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been giving to the community for like ever. I've been giving to kids and different programs. I go speak to kids. I just do all this different stuff, but I never put it on camera. And I feel this is my personal thing
Right.
here.
Right.
It's like, I don't feel like I have to put it on camera because I just literally genuine. It's just genuine for me, right? But then you got that other feeling where you're like, well, maybe I should advertise it, or should I
So
put
yeah,
it out there and say
it's
no? What's your
yeah.
dilemma with that?
My thing is, and it's funny because again, because me and him are so close, me and Jimmy talked about that, how certain things we're going to do, but we're not going to let people know. But then at the same time, the people that do things and let people know, it's like they pay attention to. It's like you have to put yourself in a certain position
Yes,
for people to pay attention to what
yes.
you're doing, but then you don't want to because you don't want to seem like you're utilizing that
Or put
to be
people on the
popular or
spot,
put
because
yeah.
I know a lot of the people that I personally help
Hmm.
don't want to be on camera. They
Right.
don't want to be mentioned. They don't want that light on them. And
Right.
I have a friend who suffered a tragedy and she was embarrassed. And I'm like, this is nothing to be embarrassed about. It's not your fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
But understand. So it was like I didn't make an announcement on my Instagram or Facebook. It's just like, okay, but I was there. I was
Right.
there
Right.
helping her. I was there to go through it with her. And I
Right.
just, I said it's just horrible now that everything has to go on. And I love social media,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
why do everything has to be, it's like we got to post about it. And I like to post about things, but how and where do we draw that line? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I think you got to respect the person. Like you said, you got to ask them. If they don't want to, then don't put them out there.
And
Some
but
people,
for
some people
for us,
don't. Yeah.
how do it make you feel? How do it make you feel when you help somebody and you like, this will actually get me what I need
Right.
if
Right.
I go public with this, but I really kind of
Don't want to put them out
right.
there. Yeah. It's a catch. That's just difficult.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the thing. We're put in positions sometimes that is a difficult decision to make. But you
yeah,
try to respect. I think the whole thing is, as long as you respect individuals, things will work out.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
learning. I'm
Yeah,
learning
just
to.
gotta,
I
you
guess we
know.
got to find a way, find a way to put things out there. And of course, this is what I created my platform for, to
Right,
be
right.
able to kind of give that limelight, to be in places, to be the media, in a different limelight where I'm not just running up to get the story, the coverage, or to put you on a spot, because I just feel like it's enough of that. Everybody's the media now. It's a billion podcasts.
Yeah.
Everybody want to interview you, and it's just is outrageous. It's
It's
outrageous.
funny. It's funny that we're talking about this because I see Yvette Tucker is a friend of mine. She used to be on the station when I had it, and she's actually has the Hands Off organization, which is basically uh, educating people on child molestation.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
she's heavy and passionate about it. I mean,
That's
she's
huge right
very
now.
very passionate about it. And it's been times where she have stuff and maybe 4 or 5 people come,
Hmm.
and it's like the individuals that come be like people like me or you,
Right.
but then the individuals that they get on these social media platforms and say that, because they, I guess, the people of the city, I'll call them that,
Mm-hmm.
you know who I'm
Say
talking
say
about,
say
and
less.
they do these fish fries and stuff to raise money, but they're not passionate like she might be.
Right.
And
Right.
this is what I mean by as a catch-22, because these individuals go to the parties and they out here and they supposed to be the powers that be of the streets and all that,
I
and
think
they don't
that's
even really be about that
yeah,
like
and I
that.
think that's something that I can help with, and that's well what I want the platform to really be, kind of be the voice
Right.
for those people who are really doing the work,
Yeah.
and not doing it for the cameras,
Right.
to kind of get their not just get their word out there, but we support each other, just to have a platform to say, okay, we going to hear. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be hip hop. If you don't like hip hop, I'm sorry.
Right. Right.
I'm
No,
gonna be me.
that's, you are what you are.
We
Yeah.
are an urban
Yeah.
music radio station, but at the
Absolutely.
same time, it's our people. This is
Yeah.
our people. My reach is ridiculous. When I show you the stats and we get off air, you're gonna fall,
Right.
because just in the short time that we've been back up on the air,
Hmm.
we got a huge reach,
Right.
and like I said, we're in 83 countries, like, and we're
That's what's
we
up.
gonna
Yeah.
tap in, and I'll show you. because I believe in the platform. I believe that if it's done properly and put out there properly, we can reach who we need to reach
Yeah.
and do it in a respectable way and support those Yvette Tuckers who's out, who's really passionate, who can use a room full of people to get her message to,
Right.
from maybe my fan base and
My
your fan
favorite.
base
Right.
and these people and that people, and really bring people together. I feel like the networks that exist
Mm-hmm.
are, they do what they do. We're
Right.
gonna
Right.
say that.
Well, I'm with it. Anything, and I mean that.
Shout out to
You
you,
know,
Yvette. I mean,
you
that's
know.
awesome. Angela, I see you, girl.
Yeah. Anything I can do. I'm always here.
Absolutely.
Just
But
call
but
me.
we're
Like,
building,
yeah.
and this has been so fun. Look, we could talk all night, y'all, but
I gotta work.
he gotta go to work.
Look, see, this is the life. It ain't easy. You come on the radio feeling like a star, then you gotta go to work under somebody. Look, reality kicks
Reality.
in.
Right, right,
Absolutely.
right. Well, I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. This will remain posted on all the social media channels. Um, Mr. Bellamy, I will be getting your information over so you guys can connect. We got to get him his content on our platform. We got to get him, moving. And anybody else, if you want to reach out to me and you don't know how to contact me on the platforms, or you don't reach me on the platforms, get with Mark. He definitely can get in touch with me. He yells at me. Just so
Yeah.
y'all know, I wanted to go ahead and throw that in there.
Plus, we gonna shoot a music video as soon as I'm
We got
back
a
up.
video
We got a
coming.
video we're gonna
We
shoot for
got
this
we
song.
got so much going
Yes.
on. We gonna have him come and shoot me a quick commercial too. He
Absolutely.
don't even know. I'm about to work on him.
Hey,
But
let's get it.
thank you again all for tuning in and just kind of listening to us this evening. We really, really appreciate it. Mark, thank you
Absolutely.
for coming all
No,
this
thank
way
you for inviting
and
me.
being here. We gotta do this again. Let's not make
Whenever
this the
you,
last
whenever
time.
you're ready.
And tune back in, y'all. Respect the hustle. This is what we do. Radio, we going to get y'all music back. I know them listeners is like, enough is enough. Let's go ahead, get off air, and let's get off of here.